I was sound asleep in a cozy guest room of my boss's house in the hills of Los Angeles when a warm, soft sensation stirred me from deep slumber. It was late on Friday night, way past the time I should have been resting for our early morning fishing trip. A gentle pressure, warm and wet, enveloped my C***CK, sending waves of pleasure through my body that I couldn't ignore even in my half-dream state. "Darling, why are you sleeping here? I'm so late." "Forgive me," came a husky, drowsy female voice, thick with what sounded like wine. "To make up for making you wait, I'll do something nice for you." My eyes snapped open in the dark. This was Jessica, my boss's wife, and she had mistaken me for her husband. "Could you keep that moment a secret?" Her voice carried a pleading tone, soft and vulnerable in the darkness of the room. Yeah, Jessica, of course. I'll keep it secret. It was just a mistake. I won't say a word to anyone." The silence stretched for a beat before she spoke again. "Well then, since it's staying a secret anyway, maybe we should finish what we started." The shocking offer from my boss's wife hung in the air. Could anyone resist something like that? Friday evening had arrived, the workday winding down in our downtown Los Angeles office. My boss, Ivan, approached my desk with his usual friendly smile. "James, you didn't forget about our fishing trip tomorrow, did you? Come by the house tonight, grab your things, and we'll head out at dawn. It'll be convenient that way." At 44, I was the sales department head, already 12 years into the company. Ivan, my direct supervisor, was 55, 11 years older, and had always treated me well, so I was excited about this weekend getaway. "Yes, Ivan, should I arrive around 7? "Sounds good. We'll have dinner and turn in early so we can get up at sunrise." He clapped me on the shoulder and headed out. After work I stopped at my place in the suburbs, packed some basic gear, and told my wife and our school-aged daughter, who was glued to the TV, about the trip. They waved me off casually. It was just another Friday night. Ivan's house sat in a quiet residential complex about 30 minutes from mine. I pulled up around 7:20 and rang the bell. "Who's there?" "It's me, Ivan, James." The door swung open and Ivan greeted me warmly. "Ah, you made it. Come on in." The place was spotless. He led me through the living room to a small hallway. "You'll take this little room. Unpack and come out when you're ready." "Thanks, Ivan." I dropped my bag and joined him. His wife was out with friends and hadn't returned yet. "Let's have dinner, just the two of us, quick and easy." I'd heard Jessica was 47, though I'd never met her despite Ivan occasionally bragging about her. He pulled snacks from the fridge, set the table, and heated leftovers in the microwave. We sat across from each other eating. It felt a little awkward, on the job we were casual, but here in his home it was different. Ivan's phone rang. He answered, his face darkening. "Hello?" "Ah, yes, Peter. I'm at home after work." "Sure, of course. No problem, I'll come right over." He sighed heavily. "James, what do I do? Peter is drinking and wants me there. Performance reviews are coming up, so I can't say no." "Then go ahead, no worries. Sorry about this. I'll try not to be long. You rest in the room. We need an early start tomorrow, so get some sleep." Ivan changed quickly and left. I finished dinner, washed the dishes, and settled on the living room couch with the TV, but nothing caught my interest. I flipped channels and thought about how awkward it would be if Jessica came home and found me alone. It was 8:30. I decided to head to my room. The small room was cozy and clean. I lay on the bed and scrolled YouTube on my phone, watching videos about fishing gear and checking the weather forecast. Before I knew it, it was 9 o'clock and my eyelids grew heavy. I'll just rest a minute, I thought, drifting off. I don't know how long I slept. In that deep sleep a strange, indescribable warmth spread through my lower body, soft, wet, and intensely pleasurable. My body reacted even though my mind was foggy. A faint smell of alcohol and sweet perfume lingered in the air. The sensation intensified, my breathing quickened, and then that voice returned. "Darling, why are you sleeping here? I'm so late. Forgive me. To make up for making you wait, I'll do something nice for you." I jolted awake fully. Jessica had taken me for her husband in the dark. What should I do? Speak up now? But it felt incredible. My body was fully aroused and her touch continued. "Just wait a little longer," a bad thought whispered. If I pretended to sleep, I could enjoy it a bit more. Between guilt and pleasure I chose pleasure and kept my eyes closed. She grew bolder. The rustle of clothing came next, then the bed dipped as she climbed in. Her soft skin pressed against mine, blending perfume, alcohol, and her sweet feminine scent. Warm breath brushed my face. Finally we became one. It was unbelievable, I and my boss's wife, her believing I was her husband. Curiosity overtook me. What did Jessica look like? I cracked my eyes open. In the sliver of moonlight her face came into view. She was stunning, long loose hair framing her face, skin and figure toned, hard to believe she was 47. Her makeup was slightly smudged from the night out, making her even more seductive. Doubt and desire crashed together, but we were already joined and she moved with purpose. It felt better than anything I'd known with my wife at home. My own build was solid, yet my wife always seemed uncomfortable, limiting us to once or twice a month and always rushing. Jessica was different. She moved actively, moaning with pleasure. Time blurred. Ivan could return any moment. I gathered courage and spoke. Jessica. Her movements froze. What did you say? Her voice trembled. The light flicked on. She scrambled for her clothes, backed away, then bowed low. I'm sorry. I thought you were my husband. I don't know what to do. She bowed again and fled, the door clicking shut behind her. My heart raced. What had just happened? We'd become one, even if it started as her mistake. I felt a strange envy of Ivan for having such a beautiful wife. I didn't regret it. I should have kept pretending to sleep until the end, but it was done. How to keep the secret? What to say when Ivan returned? I sat stunned for a long time. The clock showed past 11. Calm down. Pretend nothing happened, I told myself and lay back down, but sleep wouldn't come. Her face, voice, and touch replayed in my mind. About 30 minutes later came a knock. May I come in? It was Jessica's voice. Yes, come in. The door opened slowly. She had changed into casual home clothes, makeup washed off, yet still beautiful in a natural, gentle way. I'm very sorry for what happened, she said first, head lowered. Where did your husband go? Peter called him away. He said he'd probably be late. I see. She fiddled with her sleeve, thinking. You're James, right? Yes, Jessica. Could you keep that moment a secret? Her voice pleaded. Yeah, Jessica, of course. It was a mistake. I'll never tell anyone. I answered seriously, meeting her eyes. She sighed with relief. Then, unexpectedly, she lifted her head, looked me in the eyes, and said quietly, well then, since it's staying a secret anyway, maybe we should finish what we started. My heart seemed to stop. What? I couldn't believe my ears. This woman, my boss's wife, was making this offer. James, I had a little to drink, but it felt so good earlier, and being interrupted makes me want it even more, she whispered, face flushing. We've already done it once and your husband said he'd be late. Speechless, I thought this was reality. The earlier touch and pleasure still spun in my head. I wanted to continue but couldn't say it aloud. I must seem like a strange woman, making this offer to a man who's not my husband, she said with a bitter smile. Honestly, my husband and I haven't done this in months. Everything is about fatigue. Her confession continued. Today I met friends, we drank, and we all talked about how husbands lose interest with age. I felt so lonely. It was an honest desire from a 47-year-old woman who still feels beautiful and attractive yet is ignored by her own husband. Earlier I felt what it's like to still be a woman. It was so long ago. She looked at me, eyes pleading. I wanted to answer like a man, yes, Jessica, I wanted it too, but my voice failed. Again, the boss's wife, and this time we both knew it. It was dangerous. If caught, everything, work, family, could collapse. Yet looking into her eyes I couldn't refuse. I nodded slowly. A smile bloomed on her face, relief mixed with anticipation. Thank you, she said, moving closer, sitting on the edge of the bed, taking my hand. Her soft, warm hand squeezed mine. This time for real, she whispered, leaning in. Our lips met, soft, moist, nothing like kisses with my wife. Active, passionate. Her hands roamed my body, undoing my shirt buttons one by one. I touched her clothes too. We felt each other's warmth, hot and impatient. The night light was on now, I could see her body clearly, firm curves, impossible to believe at 47. She was truly beautiful. Why could Ivan ignore a body like this? I murmured. She smiled sadly. Men seem to lose interest when they're used to it. This is the first time I've seen you, and you seem wonderful to me, I said sincerely. Her eyes moistened. Thank you for saying that. We became one again, this time fully aware, wanting each other. It was deeper and hotter than before. She seemed surprised by my size but felt no discomfort like my wife. Instead she looked pleased. Good, I'm really good, she whispered, and I felt incredible too. Yet in the back of my mind the alarm kept ringing, what if Ivan returns? Danger and pleasure crashed together. It was a sharp, thrilling risk. Knowing how dangerous it was, I couldn't stop. I don't know how long we continued, completely lost in each other. She marveled at my stamina. You're really amazing. Nothing like my husband. Those words excited me more. I felt superior to my boss. Eventually we lay exhausted side by side. She rested her head on my shoulder, hair damp with sweat sticking to her skin, breathing fast. It's been so long since I had such a satisfying night, she murmured. Me too. It was pleasure I never felt with my wife at home. Soon reality returned. We needed to finish before Ivan got back. She rose slowly. My husband will be home soon. I probably need to go to my room. Yes, Jessica. She gathered her clothes. I dressed quickly too. At the door she turned. Thank you for tonight. This is our secret, you know that, right? Yes, Jessica, of course. She smiled bitterly. Tomorrow morning in front of my husband we need to act like we've never met before. Understood. She left and the door closed. I remained alone. Her scent lingered. The sheets were rumpled. Everything felt like a dream. I lay down again, staring at the ceiling. It really happened, with my boss's wife, twice in one night, first by her mistake, second by mutual consent. Guilt flooded in, yet I felt a desire to repeat it. No, can't do that, I tried to reason, but it was too late. Pandora's box was open. I tossed for a long time before finally sleeping. The alarm rang at dawn, 5:30, the time for our fishing trip. Groggy, I checked my phone. A message from Ivan, James, fishing is cancelled. I got back at dawn, finished very late. Don't get up, sleep longer. We'll go somewhere nice for breakfast in the morning. Sorry. Relief mixed with awkwardness washed over me. Canceling was good, I couldn't face him all day knowing what happened. Yet I'd have to see him and Jessica together soon. How to behave? I lay back down but sleep wouldn't come. Her face, voice, his body, and words about our secret replayed. The clock showed 6. Going to the living room so early would look strange. I stayed in the room until around 9, then cautiously opened the door. Ivan sat in the living room reading a newspaper. James, sleep well? Yes, boss, good morning. Sorry the fishing fell through. We'll treat you to a good breakfast instead. No, that's fine, Ivan, thank you. Just then Jessica emerged from the kitchen. We greeted each other as if meeting for the first time. Hello, nice to meet you. I'm James. Ah, I'm Jessica. I got home late yesterday and didn't get a chance to say hello. Her voice was calm, the performance natural, as if nothing had happened. Yet when our eyes met briefly, hers flickered and so did mine. Well then, let's go eat somewhere, Ivan said, standing. My wife knows a good spot. The three of us drove, Ivan at the wheel, Jessica in front, me in back. 15 minutes later we arrived at a restaurant known for fish and American breakfasts that opened early. We sat, Ivan opposite me, Jessica beside him. While waiting for food the atmosphere felt awkward. Ivan didn't know, but Jessica and I knew what had happened last night. Food arrived and we began eating. James, eat plenty. Sorry we couldn't fish. No, Ivan, everything's fine. I'm grateful you're treating me to such a good breakfast. We talked and ate, but I stayed nervous. Jessica glanced at me occasionally. Once our eyes met and she made a strange expression, half smile, half seduction. I quickly looked away. Mid-breakfast Ivan stepped away for a call. Excuse me, Peter's calling. He left. We were alone. An awkward silence fell. Then I felt something touch my leg under the table, her foot, light and intentional. My heart pounded. I jerked, pulled my legs back, looked away, grabbed a glass of water. She whispered softly, I can't forget last night, James. Jessica. She continued, James, could you give me one of your business cards? The sudden request surprised me. Yes, a business card, just in case I need to contact you. Her eyes held a meaningful sparkle. Embarrassed but unable to refuse, I pulled one from my pocket and handed it over. Here, take it. She took it and slipped it straight into her purse like a secret deal. Ivan returned. That was work, nothing long. Okay, let's keep eating. We continued as if nothing had happened, but my heart wasn't calm. Why did she want my card? I felt uneasy yet expectant. After the meal we drove back to Ivan's house. Our eyes met again in the rearview mirror. This time she smiled a small secret smile. My heart raced. I sensed intuitively this wasn't the end. We arrived. I said goodbye. James, sorry about today. Drive safe. Yes, Ivan, have a good weekend. I walked to my car, turned, and saw Jessica standing at the door watching me. I started the engine and drove away. Their figures shrank in the mirror. It really was the end, yet deep down I knew, the card and that look, meant it was only the beginning. All the way home my thoughts tangled, guilt, excitement, worry, anticipation. Most of all there was a strong desire to see her again. Back then I really thought so, but I didn't know that desire would turn into big trouble. I arrived home around noon. My daughter called from the couch, Dad, you're back? My wife was washing dishes. You're early. What about fishing? Ivan had an urgent matter, it got cancelled. I already had breakfast with them. Oh, well then. Nice weather today, maybe we go to the beach? Mina, my wife's name, sounded cheerful. It was an ordinary weekend suggestion, but I was in no ordinary state. Yesterday's events kept spinning in my head. Ah, yeah, let's go. I'll drive. Really, great, my daughter jumped up. My wife smiled and went to change. I sat on the couch, took out my phone, and stared at it. Would she text? Jessica had my card. Would she really contact me, or was it just politeness? Last night was a mistake and everything ended, I tried to convince myself. Yet deep down I still waited. An hour later the three of us got in the car and headed to the beach, a small spot about an hour and a half away. It was crowded because it was the weekend. My daughter ran happily while my wife spread the blanket. Good that we got out as a family after so long, she said smiling. Yeah, you're right, we've been busy. I answered while gazing at the sea, waves crashing, cool breeze blowing. It was a peaceful scene, but my heart wasn't peaceful. I constantly thought about the phone in my pocket. Had a message come? I wanted to check, but it would look strange in front of my wife. Lunchtime came and we went to a nearby restaurant. A normal family meal, but I kept thinking about the other woman, her touch, scent, voice from last night. Honey, are you okay? You look pale, my wife asked with concern. Ah, yeah, I'm fine. Just a little tired maybe. After lunch we returned to the beach. My wife and daughter went for a walk while I stayed in the car. I'll rest a bit, I said, sitting in the passenger seat and pulling out my phone. I opened messages. Nothing. I felt relief but also disappointment, complicated feelings. Through the window I saw the sea, people playing, children laughing and running. What am I doing? Guilt flooded in. I have a good wife and sweet daughter, yet I'm thinking about another woman, my boss's wife. Wake up, can't do this, I tried to pull myself together. Just then the phone vibrated, an unknown number. My heart pounded wildly. I opened the message with a shaking hand. James, this is Jessica. My breath caught. It was her. Fingers trembling, I read the next line, are you free tonight? Short, but the meaning was clear. I froze in the car. What to answer? I knew I should refuse. It was dangerous, a point of no return. But my fingers were already typing, free. The moment I hit send, regret hit. Why did I send that? But it was too late. The message was delivered. Soon a reply came, meet tonight. I'll choose the place. I'll send the address in a while. Okay, I answered briefly. I put the phone down and sighed deeply. What am I doing? But I couldn't stop. I had already decided to meet her tonight. About an hour later my wife and daughter returned. Honey, rested well? Yeah, seems I'm feeling better. Then let's head home. I started the car and we drove back. All the way my thoughts were tangled. My wife looked happy in the passenger seat, my daughter dozed in the back from exhaustion. I looked at these people and guilt flooded in, yet at the same time I waited for evening. We arrived home around 5. Honey, what should we have for dinner? I think I need to go out with work colleagues tonight. The lie slipped out easily. On the weekend? Sorry, important client, I can't skip it. Well, can't be helped. Be careful. My wife looked disappointed but understood. That hurt even more. I went to the room, changed, looked in the mirror while tying my tie. Are you really going to do this? My reflection seemed to ask, but my decision was made. Just then a message arrived with an address, a quiet motel in the city center, room 402. I'll be there first. My heart pounded. Well, I'm off. Yeah, don't drink too much. Okay. The moment I stepped out the door I turned back. My wife was preparing dinner in the kitchen, my daughter studying in her room, an ordinary peaceful family. I was endangering all of this. For a moment I hesitated, but eventually turned and left. I got in the car, started the engine, entered the address in the navigator, 30 minutes drive. While driving my palms sweated, all kinds of thoughts racing. Maybe turn back now? No, I already promised. But what if we're caught? Be careful, no one will know, it seemed angel and devil whispered. Finally I arrived at the motel, parked, and looked at the building, not run down but not luxurious, exactly the kind of place for a secret meeting. I took a deep breath and entered, rode the elevator to the 4th floor, walked the corridor checking room numbers, stopped before 402. I raised my hand to knock but it trembled. Are you really going to go in? Last doubt, but I knocked. The door opened. There stood Jessica. She looked different from at home, light dress, bright makeup, hair neatly styled. You came, she said quietly. She smiled but her eyes held a plea. Come in. I entered. The sound of the closing door felt like crossing a point of no return. The room was clean, bed, small table, nighttime city view from the window. Sit, she pointed to the edge of the bed. I sat carefully. She sat beside me. An awkward silence fell. Sorry for calling you out on the weekend. No, it's fine. Actually, I thought all day whether to call or not, her voice trembled. But I couldn't hold back. I kept thinking about last night. She turned to me, eyes filled with desire. I must seem like a strange woman to you, doing this with a man who's not my husband, right? I do too, I said honestly. I thought about you all day, Jessica. At those words her face lit up. Really? I'm so glad. She took my hand, warm and soft. Tonight no one will disturb us and we have plenty of time, she whispered. We can do whatever we want. I nodded. No more words needed. We were drawn to each other. We both wanted this. She leaned in, lips approaching and meeting. The kiss was deeper and more impatient than last night. We began removing each other's clothes, not rushing, slowly. Her dress fell to the floor. My shirt came off. Pale skin was revealed. She was truly beautiful. You're really magnificent, she said, stroking my chest. Nothing like my husband. Those words excited me even more. We lay on the bed, began exploring each other. Hands roamed over bodies, lips touched everywhere. Her moan came. Good, I'm really good. And I felt incredibly good too. The freedom and pleasure I'd never experienced at home. My wife always wanted quiet and quick. But this woman was different. She actively and honestly expressed her desires. I did everything she wanted. I don't know how much time passed. We were completely immersed in each other. She marveled at my stamina. Amazing, you really have no limits. That's because I really like you, Jessica, I said sincerely. With this woman I couldn't stop. After a long time we lay exhausted side by side, sweaty bodies, rapid breathing. She rested her head on my shoulder. I haven't been this happy in so long, she murmured, smiling sadly. My husband lately thinks only about work, trying to get a promotion. When he comes home he says he's tired and goes straight to sleep. So you felt lonely? Yes. I'm a woman too. I need this too. She buried her face in my chest. How good that I met you. I stroked her hair. At that moment I wanted to forget the guilt. Can we keep meeting? She asked carefully. If you don't mind, we can spend time together like this sometimes. It was her proposal to continue the affair. I hesitated a little but couldn't refuse. Yes, let's do that. She smiled happily. Thank you. We embraced again, this time slower, deeper. Time passed and it became 10 at night. I probably need to go, I said. Yes, my husband shouldn't suspect anything. She rose with regret too. We dressed and straightened ourselves. When can we see each other next? She asked. I don't know. I'll call you. Okay, I'll wait. At the door we exchanged a final kiss. Be careful on the way home. You too, Jessica. I left the room and walked the corridor. I turned and saw her watching me from the slightly open door. She waved. I waved back too. Descending in the elevator, I returned to reality. I really did something terrible, but I didn't regret it. No, I didn't want to regret it. It felt too good. I got in the car and drove home. While driving, I kept thinking. I'm scared everything will be exposed, but at the same time it felt so good. Just enjoy it. I was worried but also excited. I arrived home around 11. You're late, my wife said, watching TV in the living room. Yes, the client made me drink a lot. But you don't smell of alcohol. I flinched. I only drank a little beer. Okay, go take a shower and go to bed. I went to the room, showered, looked in the mirror and saw a hickey on my neck. Damn, good thing my wife didn't see. I decided to be more careful. I lay in bed. My wife lay beside me and immediately fell asleep, but I couldn't sleep. I took out my phone and checked. A message from Jessica had arrived. I was so happy today. Let's see each other again for sure. Heart emoji. I smiled. I was happy too. Definitely see each other again, I sent back. Thus began our dangerous relationship. Monday morning came. I woke to the alarm. An ordinary Monday morning, but I was in no ordinary state. What happened over the weekend felt like a dream. I got out of bed and went to the bathroom. Looking in the mirror, the hickey on my neck had faded a lot. Thank God. Honey, you're up. Breakfast is ready, came my wife's voice. Yeah, coming now. I sat at the table. My daughter was getting ready for school. An ordinary Monday morning scene, but in my head was another woman. The phone vibrated, a message. I checked briefly. James, sleep well? I was thinking about you the whole time. It was Jessica, sending a message first thing in the morning. I quickly put the phone in my pocket. Who is it so early? My wife asked. A work colleague said there's a meeting today. Oh, you're busy from the morning. The lie slipped out naturally. I already didn't know how many times I'd lied. I arrived at work as usual, sat at my desk, turned on the computer. Colleagues greeted. Ivan asked, how were the weekend? SOSO. You went fishing? No, it got cancelled. Ordinary conversation, but inside my heart was completely unsettled. Ivan approached. James, sorry about the weekend. We'll definitely go fishing another time. No, Ivan, everything's fine. Our eyes met. My heart skipped. The wife of this person and I. Guilt overwhelmed me, but Ivan looked as if he knew nothing. By the way, over the weekend my wife was talking about you. She said you have a pleasant face. Thanks. My wife has an eye for people. James is really an excellent employee. Ivan smiled. I forced a smile. Inside I was breaking into a cold sweat. His wife talked about me, complicated feelings. Ivan returned to his seat and I took out my phone. Another message from Jessica. What are you doing now? Missing you. Messages kept coming. Nice weather today. Want to go for a walk with you. You appeared in my dream last night. Want to see you again? When are you free? It was a real barrage of messages. At first it was pleasant that there was a woman who wanted me so much, but gradually it became burdensome. Too frequent, too many messages. Lunchtime came. I was about to go out with colleagues when the phone rang. It was Jessica calling. Go ahead, I'll answer a call, I told colleagues and stepped into the corridor. Hello. James, it's me. Are you on lunch now? Yeah. Can we meet? It was a sudden proposal. What? I came near your work. I miss you. But lunch is only an hour. It's fine. I want to see you even for a little. Just see your face. Pleading tone in her voice. I hesitated a little. It was dangerous to meet near work. Someone might see. But I felt I couldn't refuse. Where are you? In a cafe 10 minutes from work. I'll send you the address. Okay, I'll be there soon. I hung up and sighed heavily. Can't do this, but my feet were already carrying me there. I told colleagues I had urgent business alone and headed to the cafe. 10 minutes later I arrived at a small quiet cafe. I parked and entered. Jessica sat in the corner wearing sunglasses and a hat, disguised. Seeing me she waved. I approached and sat. You came. She removed the sunglasses, revealing brightly made-up face. Sorry for calling you so suddenly, but I missed you so much. It's fine, but isn't it dangerous meeting so close to work? I know, but I really wanted to see you. She reached out under the table and took my hand. After the weekend I keep thinking about you, even when I'm with my husband, when I watch TV. Yeah, I thought about you a lot too, I said what she wanted to hear. Really? I'm so glad. She smiled happily. But behind that smile I felt something else, something like obsession. James, let's meet again tonight. Tonight? At the same motel. How about that? But we already met over the weekend. Isn't it dangerous meeting so often? Her eyes became a little sharp. No, I'm not talking about that. If we meet too often there's a risk we'll be caught. We'll be careful. We're smart. She squeezed my hand harder. I can't do without you now that I felt your touch, James. Tonight at 7 at the same place. You must come, promise? There was something coercive in it. The woman who was at first cautious and pleading was becoming different. Yes, okay. I couldn't refuse. Thank you. She smiled gently again. I stayed at the cafe about half an hour then had to return to work. Then see you tonight. I got in the car and drove back to work. My head was chaos. Seems everything is going in a strange direction. At first it was a relationship by mutual desire, but now it seemed like she was trying to control me. All day I couldn't concentrate on work. Messages kept coming. Waiting for our evening. What will you wear tonight? I prepared something special. Don't be surprised. What had she prepared? Work ending time came. I didn't go home but headed straight to the motel. Again I lied to my wife that there was a company event. Honey, corporate again? They called on the weekend too. Sorry, important week, bear with it a little. Okay, be careful. My wife was disappointed but didn't suspect. That hurt even more. I arrived at the motel. As soon as I knocked the door opened. Jessica stood there, but her outfit was different. She wore black lace lingerie, too revealing. Come in, she said seductively. I entered the room stunned. As soon as the door closed she pushed me onto the bed. Today I'll be in charge. She was active, much more than over the weekend. She began removing my clothes, hurriedly, roughly. Jessica, slower. No, it was so hard waiting. Her hands roamed my body, lips descending my neck, chest, stomach. She was so active I even felt confused. Jessica, stop, I'll do everything myself. She seemed like a completely different person. Somewhere the cautious and pleading woman I met the first time now behaved as if trying to possess me. About an hour passed. We lay exhausted on the bed. Did you feel good, she asked. Yeah, it was good. Me too, very good with you. I want it to be like this every day. Every day? Yes, I want to live with you. No, that's dangerous. Every day. She looked at my face, her eyes sharp. Won't we be careful? We're smart anyway. Still. Why don't you want to meet me often? Her voice became sharp. No, I'm not saying that. Then meet often, 2-3 times a week. No, 4 times. Jessica, that's too much. Then I'm not interesting to you? She got offended. No, you are interesting. Then meet often. Let's promise. It was coercion. I was forced to nod. Yes, okay. Thank you. She smiled happily and hugged me. But I felt I was becoming more and more uneasy. Could I control this situation? I returned home around 10:30. My wife and daughter were already asleep. I quietly showered and lay in bed. Checked my phone. Another message from Jessica. I was happy today. Miss you. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow can't. Then the day after tomorrow. Let's meet the day after tomorrow, promise. I sighed. The obsession was getting stronger. How can I end this? But actually I had no desire to end it. If no one catches us, the intimate relationship with her brought me pleasure. Thus a week passed. We really met Jessica often, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 times a week. I continued making excuses about corporate events, urgent client meetings, inventing all kinds of alibis to spend time outside home. At work I often ran into Ivan. James, you look tired lately. Are you okay? Yes, Ivan, everything's fine, just a little busy. Oh, take care of your health. At our age, health is most important. Ivan still knew nothing. That intensified the guilt even more. Friday evening came. I met Jessica again at the same motel. James, next week let's meet more often. More often? We already meet 3 times a week. Increase to 4 times, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Sunday? On Sunday I have to spend time with family. Family? Her face tensed. Family is more important than me? Not that it's. Then what, after everything we've done? Her voice rose. Jessica, calm down. I can't calm down at all. She stood up abruptly. I'm going crazy because of you. All day I think only about you, wait for your messages. Sorry. Then let's meet more often. That will be your apology. She looked straight at me. In her eyes was a different look, not like before. It was almost frightening. Okay, let's meet on Sunday too. I gave in. Really, promise? She beamed again. The mood change was too abrupt. With her something was wrong. Unease overwhelmed me, but I had already gone too far. In the car on the way home I thought if it continues like this it will end badly. The situation was getting out of control. Jessica was becoming more obsessive and I was getting more drawn in, but I couldn't stop. It felt too good, as if I had become dependent. Monday morning came. I was getting ready for work as usual, looked in the mirror and saw an unfamiliar face. When had I changed like this? Just 2 months ago I was an ordinary family head. Now I was a man mired in infidelity. Honey, breakfast, came my wife's voice. I sat at the table. My daughter was also getting ready for school. Ordinary sight of an ordinary family, but in my head was another woman. Arriving at work I immediately sat at my desk and the phone vibrated. Jessica. Sleep well? I miss you. Maybe we should just start living together. I didn't reply. Didn't know what to say. All morning I tried to concentrate on work, but it was difficult. Messages kept coming. James, why aren't you answering? Are you angry? Missing you. Messages came every 10 minutes. It was burdensome. Lunchtime came. I was about to go out with colleagues when Ivan called me. James, let's have lunch together. Yes, Ivan. We went to a restaurant near work, a quiet place. We ordered food and Ivan spoke. James, can I consult with you? Yes, speak. It's about my wife. My heart beat faster. She's behaving very strangely lately. I keep watching her and she's clearly hiding something. Really? Yes, she never shows her phone, often goes out, started wearing bright makeup. Ivan sighed. Honestly, I think she's cheating on me. That can't be. No, something is definitely happening. It's a man's intuition. Ivan's eyes were bloodshot. He seemed to have slept poorly. Ivan clenched his fists. I couldn't say anything. Guilt choked me. James, what should I do? Should I question her? Do you have solid evidence? Evidence? No evidence yet, but I feel it. Then maybe you should observe a little more. Why am I saying this? I'm the guilty one, probably. Yeah, okay. Food arrived but we both ate poorly. Ivan was absorbed in his problems and I with guilt. James, sorry for telling you this. No, Ivan, everything's fine. You're a good employee and a good husband, and I should have taken better care of my family. Ivan's voice trembled. My heart was breaking. Returning to work I couldn't concentrate. Ivan's face kept surfacing in memory and messages from Jessica kept coming. Tonight I want you to take me at the same place. And if you've decided about living together, tell me. I became scared. She was seriously asking about something I took as a joke. After thinking I sent a reply. Tonight I can't meet. Have to spend time at home with family. What, you don't want to see me now? I think it would be better this way. James, are you running away? No, I just need time. No, we must meet tonight. Otherwise. Otherwise what? I'll tell everything to your husband. At that moment everything went cold in me. Jessica, are you joking? No, I'm serious. If you don't choose me I'll destroy everything. It was blackmail. My hand trembled. Tonight you must come. If you don't come I'll really call your husband. If no answer I'll consider you decided. I put the phone on the desk, grabbed my head. What had I done? At first it was a relationship by mutual desire, but now it became blackmail and coercion. Work ending time came. Whether to go home or go to Jessica. After long deliberation, I headed to the motel. Afraid of the blackmail. I knocked and the door opened. Jessica stood there, but her expression was different, cold and calm. You came. Come in. I entered. Wanted to sit on the bed, but she said, stop. I need an answer. Do you choose me or family? It was straightforward. Jessica, it's not such a simple question. Simple question. If you love, choose. If not, then leave. But what your hesitation shows is that you don't love me. Her voice rose. No, I love you. But I have a wife and daughter. What difference does that make? Your life is more important. Jessica, we agreed we'd meet sometimes and give each other what we need. What did you say? She pushed me. From the very beginning you played with me, met for fun? No. Then prove it. Say right now you'll divorce. She screamed. I couldn't answer. I liked having sex with her, but I couldn't say I loved her more than my family. Silence fell. So that's how it is. Jessica smiled bitterly. I was the only one sincere, like a fool. Tears flowed down her cheeks. Go. I don't want to see you anymore. Jessica, let's talk. Go, she screamed. She seemed ready to throw something. I was forced to leave the room. I stood in the corridor stunned. It's the end. Relief mixed with fear. And then the door opened again. Jessica came out. Where are you going? To your family? Her voice was sharp. Jessica, I'm leaving. You think I'll let you just leave like that? What do you mean? I'll tell everything to your husband. No. I'll tell everything to your company, that you cheated with your boss's wife. At that moment I went numb. Jessica, don't do this, please. Why? What bad did I do to you? I just loved. I know, but you want to leave me. She began crying, but in her eyes was rage. Jessica, calm down and let's talk, please. Calm down? How can I calm down? She took out her phone. Right now I'll call your boss and your wife. No. I grabbed her hand. Please don't do this. Then what do you want me to do? You don't choose me. Words wouldn't come. I felt my legs buckle and I sank to my knees on the corridor floor. Jessica, please, I beg you. For the first time I became pathetic. This is my fault. Please let me go, I beg you, please. Let it end like this. Don't tell either the company or family. Tears flowed. Pride was already gone. I begged on my knees. You really are the worst. Jessica looked down at me. Her face was complicated, a mix of anger, sadness, and hopelessness. Stand up, James. Stand up. I said. I slowly rose. Legs trembled. You really are a coward. Forgive me. If from the very beginning you weren't sincere with me, why did you pretend you felt good? I was sincere, but not more than family. Yes, I answered honestly. I couldn't lie anymore. Jessica sighed. Okay, go. Go. She smiled bitterly. I won't tell your husband and the company. Don't tell. Thank you, but there are conditions. Never call me again. Absolutely. Even if we meet on the street, act like you don't know me. Okay. Her voice trembled. I'll divorce. Our relationship with my husband was ending anyway. Not because of you, James. Go. I don't want to see you anymore. She turned away and entered the room. The door closed. I remained standing in the corridor. It's over. Really over. How good. I humiliated myself, sank to my knees, but that was the only way to get out. I regretted choosing such a risky path for momentary pleasure. I descended in the elevator, saw my reflection in the mirror, exhausted and pathetic face, and suddenly laughed. I managed to get out even by sinking to my knees. On the other hand, I felt guilt. What am I doing? I got in the car and started the engine. Hands trembled. It was hard to hold the steering wheel. I sat like that for a long time, then drove home. My wife and daughter were waiting. I really needed to pull myself together. I almost lost everything. Never, absolutely never, Will I forget that humiliation and never again make such a mistake? When I arrived at the house, a final message from Jessica arrived on my phone. Farewell, James. And I really loved you, even if you didn't me. But I was sincere. Be happy. I read the message and deleted it, blocked the number. It was a complete end. I opened the front door. Dad, you're back, came my daughter's voice. Yeah, back. Ordinary answer. But now I really would live an ordinary life. I no longer needed any adventures or thrills. I understood how precious this ordinariness is. Life sometimes tests us. Temptation comes. We make mistakes and then regret. But the main thing is after that to acknowledge the mistake, sincerely repent, and try to change, and understand what is really important. I learned this the hardest way, understood only when I almost lost everything. Don't do like me. Value those beside you. Don't take it for granted. Be grateful every day. In this is the secret of happiness.